And so what do you think then are the priority decisions that people should be thinking of sort of now if they've got a team of salespeople?
Okay, I think the first thing is you should focus, because there's two parts. You're going to focus on the people, you're going to focus on the business. So there's two streams. So even if you did a line down the middle of the paper and you put business on one side and people on the other, your people you will know, and you'll know they'll all have different strengths, and that you'll know whether they're on different territories or whether they're on specific parts of certain markets. You'll have a sense of which ones are going to be open to them when they go back to push on that door to be able to generate those sales. And there may be people in your team that equally want to come back, but their door's not as open. That market won't necessarily come back as quickly. So I think as a sales leader, you should be starting to think about your people and starting to think about what they can do in the markets in which they serve. Is it a case that they're going out with a hard sell with great news, we've got this, we've got it in stock, I know you'll want to buy it, and there it is? Or is there a case that you're going back saying, I know you're not in the market for this right now, however, I want to tell you we're ready, we're positioned, and I want to know how are you and how have you coped through this time? You know, there's going to be different messaging depending on how open that market is. And I think, sales leaders at the moment can help their team start to think about how they can adapt their own individual message so that they come back to the market in an appropriate manner.
Yeah.
On the business side of it, I think you've got no option, but as a sales leader, you're going to be involved in the financial side of the business and the commercials, and you may be asked, or you may be the one that's making those decisions about potential restructuring. How do you reduce your costs coming out into the market so that you're looking at the survival of the business? And it could be one of the first things you get asked when you come back to work is, we've got to save cost. And, how else could you, rethink your sales team or remodel it to give us the best bang for our bucks and retain the most amount of people? And that is something that I'd be staggered if all sales leaders didn't have that in their mind, just to start. And it may be that they're in a market that the doors are all open and they can go straight back to, and they haven't got to think about remodeling because they've got the structure that works. Great. But if you know that you're going to face difficulties, don't wait till day one when you're back at work. You're on furlough, get your pad and pen out, start to write down what that may look like, scope out a plan B and a plan C, and look at those options, so that when you come back, your team are just going to be reassured by the fact you're on it. You know what's happening. Don't wait for the day one when you stroll in and you think, right, I better get my coffee and start thinking about, because you can rest assured the team will be thinking about these things. They'll be concerned, and they'll need some pretty quick assurance that, and giving them a task to do straight off the bat is assuring, because you're back to work and you've got something to do. Rather than, I better wait till I hear from my boss and find out if the job's still there. And, get ahead of it, get ahead of the curve.